Hello, my loves. Welcome to another morning inspo. If you are new here, I'm Auji, and this is Sacred Libra, where we talk all things Libra. Welcome, 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 welcome. I hope the sound sounds amazing for you because I did get a new mic, and I did see how low my voice is. Like I had to change the transmitters and stuff like that. So thank you for bearing with me. All right. I don't have a download for you today, so we'll see. Let me know if this is a little too loud. I'm trying to kind of, try something out. All right, so let's get right into this reading. This reading is going to be for Libra, Sun, Moon, or Rising. Let's see. Let's cleanse the energy. All right. Thank you. What is the affirmation for Libra today? Been a very forgiving. Ooh, let's take those. Been in a very forgiving state. Forgiving yourself. Forgiving others. All right, you have I let go of worry and trust that things will work out okay. And you also have I am responsible for my own life. Let's say it together 4 times. I let go of worry and trust that things will work out okay. I am responsible for my own life. I let go of worry and trust that things will work out okay. I am responsible for my own life. I let go of worry and trust that things will work out okay. I am responsible for my own life. I let go of worry and trust that things will work out okay. And I am responsible for my own life. It says, what is causing me anxiety today? What is one small step I can take today to ease my anxiety? What does responsibility over my own life mean to me? What is causing you some anxiety today? What is something that you can do today that can release the anxiety? And what does it mean to take responsibility over your own life? All good things, all good things. First and foremost, I want to say thank you, Libra, for being here. If you can, click the like button. Give this video a big thumbs up, especially if it resonates for you. All right, let's see. What is the tarot energy for Libra today? The tarot energy is the 8 of Swords, and I feel like this is letting go of worry and trusting that things will be okay, and being responsible for your own life, which means your actions, your choices, your words, your things like that, being responsible for how it is that you show up in your life. You do have the 8 of Swords, isolation, self-sabotage. This is you getting into your thoughts and your fears and your worries and all of that, and letting that stop some type of action, some type of movement. This can also be on a lighter scale. This can be you just isolating yourself. There's opportunity out there, but you're not going. You're sabotaging, isolating. Also, this could be you just want to be alone, or you isolating yourself due to fear. You're being alone because you feel like something bad is going to happen, or you feel like something is not going to go in your something's not going to go your way, or you're fearing another person's actions and intentions. So instead of saying something, instead of acknowledging how you feel, the fears, you don't say anything and you may isolate. I was going to go into the blessing bag, but I said, let me go into the Gypsy Witch. Because I have never done that in the morning inspo. I usually save that for later on, but let's see what we have. Let's see what else, what message we have from the Gypsy Witch. Okay, we have the broken glass. Like bad luck. For some of you, and it's 8. So for some of you guys, this is you isolating yourself because you feel like you have bad luck in the area. You feel like something has been going wrong for a long time, or something has not been working out for a long time, and you're choosing to isolate yourself. Or because of this thought, you're choosing to think of these new opportunities with the same feeling or the same emotion that you have towards these past opportunities. Just because something has happened for a long time doesn't mean it has to continue to happen. And just because something has never happened doesn't mean that it will. Doesn't mean that it won't happen. So there's a need for you to step out of your fear. I feel like this 8 of Swords is not isolation. It's just self-sabotage. You could be also procrastinating. All right. I feel like this is coming from some type of long-standing, something that always went wrong. And something could have always went wrong. Maybe there was a karmic cycle. Maybe there were some things beyond your control, forces, knowledge, things that were going on. Or maybe there was something going on with your perception. Maybe you looked at everything as it's going wrong when it actually was going a little right. All right. So today we're going to get into the believe in your own magic. And I'm going to follow that up with the Sacred Travelers Oracle cards. And then we're going to go into the angel messages, the message of the day from the angels. Lots of isolation. And that would be the 8 of Pentacles. It's your focus. It's what you choose to focus on. You've been focusing on something negative for a long time. This could be 8 years. 8 could definitely be also someone has been punishing themselves over and over and over and over for an incident. What is the morning inspo for Libra? Thank you, thank you, thank you. What is the morning inspo for Libra? You have homeward. Take yourself out on a date. Excuse me. There is a need for you to kind of like pamper yourself, date yourself, be intimate with yourself. Something lovely is going to grow. Keep planting your seeds. Keep nurturing. Keep nurturing the things that you love. All right. Also, in love, this is a time for healing and not war. This is a time for mending fences, not war, not arguments, not assaults. All right. On the spiritual plane, you do have the lioness. Okay. You're going to be seeing that you have earned your stripes. All right. Also, it was given like this energy that someone kind of threw you out somewhere, or someone kind of did something thinking that you would fall apart, or something would tear you apart, or something would break you apart, but you actually withstand all of that. You come out the one on top. All right. You have Clover. There's a need for you to release your guilt. We're going to see what that guilt is. Also, what's coming right to you is the Sword, making a change, either with the way you speak. For some of you guys, you may be changing your hair, changing something about your appearance, something like that. And you have Do It For You. So the first thing you have is homeward. Take yourself out on the date. Celebrate yourself. Congratulate yourself. There's something that you need to do for yourself. I do feel like that there is some type of isolation, or there is some type of self-sabotage. There is some type of just you standing in front of your way, and these could be due to some type of expectations that you feel you need to live up to, or that you feel you should be, like there's something that you should be doing, but something is based off of something else, either someone else's opinions, or someone else's approval, or someone else's expectations of you. It's like you're doing something else. You're not going off of your own feelings. You're not going off of what really means a lot to you. You're going off of what everybody else thinks you should do, how everyone else thinks you should behave, what everyone thinks you should say, how people think you should show up in your life. This is you taking responsibility of your own life, and what that looks like for you is throwing out the expectations and you doing something just for you. It's being all about you. There's something that you are planting in career, and as you continue to nurture, as you continue to ground yourself as well, you are in the garden, but definitely nurture. As you continue to nurture this thing, something lovely is definitely going to grow, but the growth depends on your nurture. It's like a plant. It can flourish, it can die, it can get sick. It depends on how you take care of it. How are you going to nurture something? Also in love, this is a mending time. You may be afraid to kind of get out there because you feel like that there's more war, or there's more disagreements, or there's more something in your close intimate relationships, or just close relationships. But this is actually a time for healing. It's not war. Okay. All right. Tell me more about homeward. Homeward. Stepping into your power. A part of stepping into your power, it has a lot to do with you stepping into your independence. It's also you understanding that you are strong beyond measure. You understanding that you have the power to kind of like create something in your own life. You have the power to, and this has a lot to do with celebrating yourself. So somebody who feels under celebrated has not been celebrating themselves. They've been looking outside of themselves for other people to validate and celebrate them. When you celebrate yourself, or you take the time to really, you know, appreciate, give yourself flowers, then anything else is an added bonus. Also, this reminds me of Lisa Nichols. As long as she says, as long as I wake up and I like me, your like is an added bonus. It's not something that could either, raise or depreciate my confidence, as long as I wake up liking me, loving me. And this is you waking up liking you, loving you, instead of wanting another person to love you or another person to see something in you. There could also be a person who have been waiting for a particular group of people. This could be close people. There's someone has been waiting for a particular group of people to validate their strengths. And this is a message to you that these people are not going to validate your strengths. They're not. Your job is to validate your own strengths and step into a place where you're celebrating yourself, and step into a place where you are honoring yourself and stepping into your own power, which you are building that up off of pure confidence and pure self-love and acceptance of yourself. You may feel like that you don't like yourself, or you don't, or you value another person's opinion about yourself over your own. There's something that you will completely, or in the past, you could have completely loved about yourself, but the fact that two or three people said something about it, now you're like, okay, I don't like that about myself, or I need to change this about myself. There's someone who's really looking for some type of validation for a person, from a group of people, and you're not going to get it. Not in a way that you need to. This is a you job. This is job that you need to kind of like, and this is a long standing thing. Like I said, someone has been looking at something for a long time. You've been isolating yourself for a long time, self-sabotaging yourself, procrastinating, because you've been waiting for these outside people to give you the validation, to cheer you up, to boost you up, so that you can do something for yourself, or so you can do something in the name of your creativity, in the name of your passions. There's a person that's putting too much emphasis on outside validation, and how another person or people, this is people. It's not one person. Don't make you self-sabotage yourself for years. These are people, and you've been waiting for these people to give you the validation, but that's just not what it is. The job is self-validation for you, especially when it comes to this group of people. Tell me more about Garden. And self-validation makes you step into a power, because the only thing that is keeping you stuck right now is the validation of this particular group of people. This definitely could be family. Just going to say it. Definitely could be family. You've been looking for, there's certain things you've been wanting to hear. So here's an exercise. There are certain things you've been wanting to hear from certain people in your life. This could be people really close to you for a long time. And you have not been hearing those things, and that turned how you felt, that turned how you felt about you, like your self-worth and things like that. In return, making you self-sabotage by procrastination and isolation, because you didn't feel seen. This is all this is. It's not feeling seen, not feeling heard by a particular group of people who you see and who you hear. So you don't really, in your brain, especially this Libra, this fairness thing, it doesn't really click on how I can see and I can hear you, but you can't see and you can't hear me. That doesn't really click in your brain. It's this Libra thing. There's this fairness, balance, things like that, like give, receive, stuff like that. Like 1 + 1 = 2. Something's not adding up in your brain. So here's what you do. This could be an exercise. If this is resonating for you, write down all the things that you wish, that you hope to hear from these people, and say it to yourself. And those are your affirmations for the next 21 days, because you really need to hear this, or for the end of the year. Those are your affirmations. Those are the things that you say to yourself. There's someone who was missing that that validation, which is healthy. This could be a healthy form of validation that you were missing, because we all do need inside and outside validation. And this could have been a healthy form. It's not like you're looking for any over amount of validation. It's just needs, wants, things. You want to be seen and heard like everyone else. There's a need for you to step into your power and not let that stop you. Because up until now, that has been stopping you. Tell me more about garden. All right. You are exactly where you need to be when it comes to career. There is a need for you to just keep on nurturing and keep on tending to your craft, tending to your garden. You are stepping into unknown territory. Even though something is unknown, even though you could be doing something for the first time, even though something could be taking a long time too, you are exactly where you need to be. There's a need for you to believe in magic. Your belief in magic. Something is definitely going to happen. Also, the moonlight. The moonlight. Also, make sure that you're doing something that you're happy, you're proud of doing. All right. Also, be mindful of the validation from others that make you stop doing something that you love. For some of you guys, you could have done this a lot of times. You had this validation because you want it so bad, right? And you've let other people's opinions stop you from doing things that you love. It could have even stopped you from loving people, befriending people, going certain places, just because those opinions, you put so much value in those opinions. Up until today, it's like no more. You're not putting no more value in those types of opinions, because putting value in those opinions are keeping you stuck. And it's been keeping you stuck for a while. Tell me more about Castle. Alright. You have finding sanctuary. There is peace. 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 Calm. There is peace. This is healing. This isn't war. For some of you guys, this has a lot to do with self-love. For some of you guys, you feel like if you were to be independent and not listen and validate yourself and just move off your own you feel like that is some form of war. That is a form of you fighting back. That is a form of you being on the defense and you actually retaliating. This is a form of you healing yourself. There is a new way. There's definitely a distorted perception. There's a new way that you definitely need to look at yourself and how you validate yourself and what a lot of things mean to you. I can feel someone going into the hermit mode too. This is you healing because you are going through a transformation. A fresh new way of living emerges. And this is because you're not doing this anymore. You have the Eight of Swords with the Eight of Pentacles or Eight of Diamonds, however you want to see it. There was some type of bad luck you were focused on. You were focused on this. This could have also been some type of negative, something someone was saying about you negatively. You were this was all your focus. You were trying to fix it, change it, do whatever, instead of just worrying about you, which feels like you're fighting back. You can also get that from a person or people who for as long as you remember, you acted this way. Their validation could get you to change how you feel. Their lack of validation can get you to go and isolate and self-sabotage and do things like that. It's been it's like puppeteering. This is also giving like devil work. Something has been like puppeteering, and not in a good way, not in a good way. Getting you to do things. Also a lot of manipulation and narcissistic energy. How y'all doing this morning? Because I just feel like I need to check in. Also, with finding sanctuary and castle, this could be a relationship, a bond, a romantic relationship that is moving to peace. Someone has fellow supporters all around you. I do feel like you've been looking in the wrong place for validation. And I do have a message on that. I'll probably wait till later on. There's just been a wrong place for validation. If you were to really look at it, the where you were looking at it, where you put so much value on other people's opinion, value on what it is that a person thinks, value on what it is that a person say, it's been in the wrong area. And a lot of times this happens because these people could be our family. These could be our friends. They're people we know all of our lives. So, of course, how they feel about us, we put a lot of value. That really means a lot to us, right? But what if the person has been puppeteering in a narcissistic, manipulative, devil energy type of way? What if that has been happening? What if that very validation has actually been keeping you stuck? What if actually seeking for it has been keeping you stuck because that's not something that you're going to get? Not until you validate yourself. Not until you do something for yourself. Not until you step into your power. It's almost like a relationship, you know? It's almost like the runner and chaser. If you're running and you're chasing and you're looking for this validation and you keep on chasing it and chasing it and chasing it and chasing it, naturally it's going to run away from you. When you push on something, naturally it's going to pull away or push away from you. There's a need for you to naturally flow and start loving. You start loving on you in ways that you would love to be loved. You be the change in the room. You be the support that you want to see. You be the validation that you want to see. You be the appreciation that you want to see. And then things will follow suit. The energy level is, the dynamic is going to shift because for a long time you've been playing this game of tug of war, and then finally you decide to drop it. So of course the other side falls. There's this big energy shift. You can feel the energy shift because you are no longer giving your energy. That's why the second that you stop chasing a person, they come right to you. And it's not physical where I'm not going to call them anymore. It has a lot to do with your energy. So you could be isolating yourself and not calling, but in your energy, you want this validation. You want this person, I want them to finally see or finally say or finally. And your energy is still chaser energy. Doesn't matter if you stop calling, if you stop showing up, if you stop, when you have that energy inside of you, it's your energy is pulling on someone. Have you ever felt a person pull on your energy? You can feel it. And a lot of times it does not feel good. It almost feels like a person is kind of like breaking an entry. Like, I didn't ask you to come over here. I didn't invite you here. It feels like uninvited energy. Like, what are you doing? You feel a person pulling on your energy a whole lot. For some of you guys, you understand this and you get this. And this is just a level of from your own epiphanies. You've reached the destination of figuring things out like, okay, listen, I've been doing this. What have I been doing for a long time? What is the pattern here? We talked about patterns a couple of weeks ago. I had no idea that the pattern would be here. This is the pattern. I'm thinking like the pattern is a way of thinking. No, it's way deeper than that. It's a way of craving. It's the craving. When you crave this validation, or you crave a certain type of support, or this could even be a certain type of love that you do deserve. You are deserving of it. But the people in which you're looking for it from in this cycle, this time right here, no. That's not going to happen. Because a part of your journey is for you to step into validation without that self-validation, without that outside validation. It'd be so easy if you had that validation for you to step into it and for you to just, that would be so easy. And we know. We talk about the life of ease, but we know that when we're talking about spiritual growth and things like that, when you're choosing to ascend, it's not easy. Especially if you have things that you are tied to and still bonds and contracts. This also has a lot to do with the contract. Think about it when you break glass. You believe in superstitions. If you break a mirror or something like that, you enter a contract of what they say, 7 years of bad luck. If you break a mirror, you enter a contract if you are superstitious. So for some of you guys, you entered some type of contract. And this could have been at the age of 8 for some of you. This could have been as long from the age of 8 or for 8 years. You entered in some type of contract. In that contract, in order to stay in that contract, you had to self-sabotage yourself. You had to isolate. You had to play small. Because you had to crave some type of attention from other people. This is the end of a contract. Tell me more about lioness. Surrendering to the journey. Releasing control. And this is going to take a lot for someone, because this doesn't necessarily mean that you are kind of giving up the dream, because this is your dream of having this validation and having this happy life, being seen, being heard, you seeing and hearing them, they seeing and hearing you. This is like the dream life, okay? When you surrender to the journey, you finally surrender to your journey and what you're doing in life and what you have to become, what you have to be. And this brings you your stripes. Something was supposed to break you. When the lioness earns her stripes, when she realized she's fearless, when she realized she can do it, it's like you're thrown to the wolves, and it's giving like, okay, the best man or the strongest man wins, or the strongest woman, best woman wins, best soldier, best lion wins. And the strength that you possess shocks you. It shocks your opponent too. It shocks the thing that's supposed to take you out. It shocks, because it's like, wait a minute. This is not how it's supposed to go. This is not how it's supposed to end. There's an ending that you feel like it's supposed to end that way, and it's supposed to go that merry way, and it goes a whole other way, because you kind of like release control, and the control is what you were trying to control. For some of you guys, you do have the 8 of Swords and the 8 of Diamonds here. There was so much dedication, so much work that you were doing to try to get some type of validation. And you release control, because if you were to think about it, and I was just thinking about this thought too the other day, it's nothing that a person can physically do for me to see them or for me to hear them, especially if I love them. Naturally, I'm going to see them, and naturally, I'm going to hear them. It's nothing it's nothing extra that person has to be like. It's nothing that person has to do. It's nothing that person has to say. So I do feel like that is you're kind of understanding, like, wait a minute, I don't have to do all of this just to be validated from a group of people who's supposed to be validating me. Just because I'm here. You're supposed to validate my presence because I am here, because I am in this group, not because of what I do, or not because of what I may say, if I say the wrong thing or if I say the right thing. This is not a conditional thing. This is just supposed to be something that is here. I have eyes, I have ears. I'm supposed to hear and see you. So you understanding that, you kind of release your control of your doing, of what it is that you're trying to do to get this validation, to be seen, to be heard, to be appreciated. For some of you guys, it's even to be loved in the capacity in which that you want to be loved in. There is nothing. What does a person do for you to love them? You either love them or you don't. It's nothing that a person is really doing. And then especially when we talk about our relationships, our romantic relationships, our family relationships, our friendships. It's just you love the essence of a person. And that is the big thing here that's keeping you stuck. You know that. And because you feel unvalidated, or because you felt unvalidated for a long time, you may feel like your essence of a person, your essence of being you, are just not enough. And I feel like I'm talking to a person who could have thought in their journeys that they weren't enough. That they weren't worthy of something, that they had to work extra hard to get love, appreciation, support, validation, honesty, just normal things that are free, trust. Like, I'm not talking about a bag, I'm not talking about this, I'm not talking about, it's the things in life that are free that are the most valuable. So you may have felt like since something has went on for a long time, and since sometimes in our conditioning we may think because something has gone on for a long time that it's going to continue to happen. And when I first got on here, I said, just because something has been happening for a long time doesn't mean it needs to continue to happen. Just because you've been thinking about yourself in a certain way for a long time does not mean that you need to continue to think that way. Does not make it fact. Just because you've been treated a certain type of way does not mean that you deserve to be treated that way. That does not make it fact. Okay? Surrendering to this journey. And this is you giving up, not trying. I want to say trying because you're not giving up on you. You're giving up on trying of pulling of that chaser energy, of chasing after it. And you step into the energy of I am it. You step into the energy that there's nothing that I need to do or that I need to say. And the fact that a person or people may think that there's something that I need to do and need to say for myself to be seen and heard, that has nothing to do with me. That has everything to do with that person. You see how you give the control, how when you step back into you, it kind of, it lays everything right. And that's why it's just a huge energy shift. You're taking responsibility and accountability for yourself, for who you are, for your brilliance, which automatically gives that accountability and reflection to another person. How can a person step into what it is that they're doing and even know if it's wrong, or even know if there needs to be some type of work, if you keep on taking their mistakes as they're yours? You're letting their mistakes make it lower your confidence. So this thing happens spiritually first. This is a spiritual transformation. Something is changing within you. This is a difference in your aura, a difference in how you show up in the world. And there is going to be a difference on how you move. Of course, you may have to get into the rhythm. But there's just a difference because for some of you guys, your whole life has been set up this way. For some of you guys, something has been going on since you were 8. And for some of you guys, something has been going on for 8 years. Tell me more about Clover. Finally released. Tell me more about Clover. Release your guilt. Typical Libra. Typical Libra. Release your guilt. Alright. Release your guilt. This is typical Libra stuff. And choosing your path. Choosing your path. All is possible. Ooh. Just got something, a vision, a download, something. There's someone who has been, this is your advice from Spirit. Spirit is telling you there's a need for you to release your guilt. There's nothing that you need to feel guilty for by choosing yourself. Okay? You could have been on this guilt trip for a long time of thinking that if you were to choose yourself or do something for yourself, that it was wrong. It was wrong for you to do something for yourself. It was wrong for you. You feel guilty for kind of like, and this could even be like just subtle things. You even feel guilty for acknowledging your own feelings. It's not like, oh my gosh, I feel this way. It's like, oh, why do I feel that way? I shouldn't feel that way. I'm not supposed to feel that way. There is a hard time of you taking your feelings as a priority. You making your feelings as a priority. You will take how you're feeling. You'll feel heartbroken. You'll feel not heard, not seen, like invisible. You'll feel heartbroken, and you'll still put that on the back burner of you and try to tend to someone else's feelings. That to you shows, what does that do to you in your own universe? Because we are our own universe. That shows you that your feelings don't matter when it comes to this group, or when it comes to this person, or when it comes to something. So of course, choosing yourself is going to make you feel a little bit guilty. Also, choosing your path. It's not when you change your energy, it's not just you changing your tongue. It's not just you changing the way you talk. It's not you changing your look, your appearance. This is your energy to shift. This is your energy. So it automatically changes your movement. So you automatically start moving different. You automatically start going on this new path. And that is what Spirit doesn't want you to feel guilty about. The path that you're choosing. This path may also entail fellow supporters, fellow followers, there's so many other supporters, followers, people who actually validate you. But you've been looking for validation in a specific place that you're not going to get here. Not in the way that you want it. And so now you have to revamp something. Something else has to happen. You're realizing here after this long time, for some of you guys, a very, very long time, you're finally realizing that I'm not going to get what I want here. And matter of fact, I don't want it here anymore. I want to validate myself. I want to do this for myself. I can see here myself. I'm not going to be auditioning for love or for validation or for a person to see me or for a person to acknowledge my feelings. I'm not going to be I'm not going to be auditioning for it. I'm not auditioning for it. I just heard somebody say, I never asked you to. Be mindful who you express this to. And especially if you're expressing this to a person who doesn't validate you, your feelings aren't going to be validated here. I don't know who needs to hear this, but this is a powerful message. Tell me more about Sword. This is what's coming to you. Sword, make the change. Joy and delight. So you have just been, yeah, travel lightly. You're not bringing all that stuff with you. You're not bringing all that baggage. You're not bringing all those expectations, nothing. You're not bringing nothing with you. You have joy and delight. There's a huge change, a huge shift that you start doing, exactly being really, really happy. Yeah, rainbow blessings. Blessings are showering your life. All because of a redirection of energy. We talked about our energy to certain things. All because you take your energy off that and you put your energy into you, into what it is that you love. All right, and last but not least, tell me more about sundress. You uncover the treasure by doing it for you. Beneath the surface lies a great bounty, passion and pleasure, savoring your life. Life is about to get so much sweeter for you. Like so much sweeter for you. You got your goddess energy shining. Express your divine feminine energy, embracing its magical intuition and nurturing qualities. All right. Goddess energy shining. You also have your crown chakra. Pay attention to your ideas as they are messages of true divine guidance sent in answers to your prayers. You may want to get a journal and jot down your ideas. I knew the fairies was going to come out. You have a strong bond with the fairies, and your life purpose involves helping Mother Nature. All right, so that is your morning inspo. I hope this reading resonates. If it does, make sure you give this reading a big thumbs up and make sure you guys are subscribed. I love you guys, and I will see you in the next video.